Yes, yes, I say. I do. And now we're going to do just a little bit of basic... We used to do a pre-show for this. And people had to listen through like a Meeple thing. In fact, I was going to put one up.
I like it when they have to stare at us.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Stare at us. What are they doing? Who are these people? What is going on? Why are they in the middle of my Saturday? Here we go. Here it is. Oh, look, we have sound. All right. Hey, that was our sound check, in case you didn't know.
We did it. We have sound.
We have sound. Now we're going to share. Share. We're here. Guess what? We are live. What? What do you mean? That doesn't look live. Well, oh, shit. Wait. I just said we're live and I didn't even put anything with it.
Share it. She was just like,
I got so excited. What the hell? Let's edit that. And we don't need the whole doctor thing background. That can go bye-bye.
Yeah, but... Oh. I was like, yeah, but what?
Alright, so there's that one. And let me tell everybody at Girls Game Too, because, hey, that's who we are. I'm Heidi. Hi. And this is...
Sadie.
And in the background, you will hear...
Christine.
Hey! Yeah. And this is Girls Game Too, because you know what? We do Game Too. And recently, even though I have been laid up, I have been part of a Scythe Digital Edition Tournament that is organized through Scythe Discord. Wow, that was a mouthful. And so, we are in round 2. And we've been lucky that there's a lot of streamers that are helping out in streaming a lot of the qualifying games, but unfortunately our game did not get streamed today, but I did record it so that we could actually play it back for y'all and you could enjoy watching it. Let's make sure there's nothing out on stream there. And then we could comment on it, because I thought that would be fun. Yeah. Don't you think that's fun? I think that sounds fun. So, this right here is, yeah, you're like, but that's Discord. You're right, it is. Hey, we are live on everything, right? Twitch and everything?
I only checked Twitch.
Okay. So, what happened is, part of this tournament, and you can help explain this with me, Christine, is bidding. So this is a whole new layer to the Scythe game for me. I am not a Scythe digital player up until very recently. I've played Scythe on a board game for years. But for this, you actually bid. Hey, there we go. Now we're live. Yeah. You actually bid for your boards. So you get random options. If there's 4 players, you get 4 random options. I think we should get 5. But anyways, that's a whole other story. You get 4 random options to bid on. And there is a bidding app that we normally bid at. But for some reason, everything glitched for me today. Mars went retrograde. And, and we weren't able to use the bidding app. So we bid in Discord, which I'm not going to show you all of because it took an hour to complete bidding. So I'm going to go ahead and start this video here somehow. I think. Nope.
That's not it.
That's not it. Ah! Play. Alright. Right? I agree. And there should be a way to make it big. Make it big. So we make it big. Alright. So basically, is it going?
It's going.
It's going. I did the first bid, and I bid on Resviet Engineering. These the 4 factions that we had to choose from were Nordic Agricultural, which nobody wanted, Resviet Engineering, Crimea Innovative, and Saxony Patriotic. So, as you can see, Resviet and Crimea got bids really quick. Crimea went up to 4 late in the second bid.
But why did Resvia and Crimea...
And there was some miscommunication here, because there should be 3 things that have bids, but there's only 2 things that have bids, because FOMO, there was a couple people that were not bidding in the correct order. But it took us a minute to actually get our bidding order figured out. But we did finally get it figured out about, let's see, this is me bidding because someone outbid me. So then I went back to Rusviet Engineering. I'm just going to speed this up. So we keep asking FOMO. FOMO was, everybody else you'll notice is like right on their bids, but FOMO had to do quite a bit of thinking. So he did quite a bit of thinking in his bidding. As you see, nobody touched Nordic throughout this entire bidding. And I had Saxony for a really long time. I really thought I was going to play Saxony.
Patriotic.
Yeah, I was prepared to play Saxony. I really was. I had it all up. I was prepared to play it. And then, I really feel like this whole bidding just adds a whole nother layer.
Well, I mean, the other thing is you have a lot of really good factions there.
These are very good factions.
Crimea, you have Rusviet.
And Crimea Innovative is like one of the best. That's one of the best boards for Crimea. Because you get money when you upgrade.
Yeah,
you get money
so
when you enlist.
might have been a little bit, might not have known which one
what to go
play.
with. And
he can obviously play all the
game,
factions. So I'm really surprised that he did not even try for the Nordic faction, because that Nordic faction really looks like is it the only one that can get on the water?
Well, except for...
Right? Who's this? Crimea, Rusviet, Nordic?
Well, no, yeah. You're right.
So I'm really
Nordic,
shocked
Nordic,
that Nordic didn't even, number one,
and I was ready. I was also prepared to play Nordic. So I was prepared to play. I thought I was going to be playing Saxony or Nordic. I just wanted to get Crimea up. See here, I'm like, foam off.
But at that point, it had been 2 minutes.
It had been 2 minutes, right? And it's like, you do know it's your bid, right? So, anyways, so here we go. This is where do I get outbid?
Right there, for Saxony.
For Saxony. But I went ahead and said, well, I'll stay with Saxony. I stayed with Saxony for quite a while, I thought. Yeah, I did, see? And then I got outbid to $3. At that point, what did I do? I don't even remember.
That's when you went to
I did 5. I stayed with Saxony quite a while.
Saxony and you went
which is why it really screwed with their heads when I left Saxony.
I almost would have run a replay on this game. Because I think everybody being on the bidding site and that bidding site working well, working smoothly. And I mean, but I'm one of those distrusting people. I was born breech.
Of who was talking to who?
Well, I mean, not only that, but you can't see what the bids really are. Only they can see the bids. I mean, you're in this room and they're in the bidding room. Is that correct?
No, we're all in Discord.
Oh, so you... Yeah, and
I'm pretty sure Joy Division was watching us, but I'm not positive. But she knew this was happening. We got approval for this.
I would almost, default this game, because I would really just want a replay.
So,
just from the bidding alone, because I'm naturally distrusting, right? Like I said, I was born breech.
So if you look here...
I'm not saying they're
Saxony, I put Saxony to 7, but... We only have $4 difference between Crimea and Rusviet. And so this is where I started getting concerned that I either needed to jump to Nordic or we needed to push Crimea up.
The thing is, you're putting a lot of thought. I mean, I didn't think this much when I did my
I put a lot of thought in this bid. I really
obviously put a lot of thought into the bidding. And,
I did put a lot of thought
which
into
is good on you.
bidding.
I'm not used to playing these digital tournaments.
Look, longest bidding in the history. Right here, we're 42 minutes in. This is one reason why I'm fast forwarding this.
Yeah, this is kind of crazy.
So we had a lot of waiting in between. A lot, but a bunch of these bids.
Obviously, it's again today. It's Saturday.
No love for the Nords. So, everybody's in that kind of.
Everyone's at home or wherever they're at. You don't know what their environment's like. So
this right here, I think, is where I screwed up. All right, so I
don't think it was this one.
You don't think so? No. I had Saxony for 7.
Oh wow!
And why didn't you? I got outbid. And I should have just said 9, and instead I went to Crimea.
I think going to Crimea was good. I think when you...
how much did you take Crimea for?
19
22.
At that point.
Okay.
At that point, it was 19.
That's getting close to you go back to Saxony.
But I did.
And
I
then
did
you
go back to
Saxony,
Saxony,
which I think was your real downfall.
Yeah,
actually, did I go back?
Saxony.
Yeah, you go back to
Saxony. Oh, I
Saxony.
do. I went back to Saxony for 9.
And then I can't remember if you go back to Russia or if you go to Crimea.
Well, I remember saying 22 is a good number. I remember saying that when I hit it.
That's so terrible.
So, I know. So, did I go from Saxony 9 to Crimea? I really thought... Yeah. See, again. I really thought, I did.
And then you went to Crimea, and I think
that was all right. So somebody took me off Saxony.
Right.
Day took me off Saxony.
But then you went to Crimea. Honestly, if that had happened, I would have gone to Nordic at that point.
At that point, Nordic would have been the best.
Yeah, that's what I probably should have done at that point. But my concern was there was only 5 between these, or there's less than 5. There's 4.
But like whoever can play like that high of a level game, then you're going, I'll take Nordic at 0.
Right, and then NWAGS ended it.
And then, NWAGS ended it, the next one. So if I hadn't, because I was getting ready to. Yeah. So that was our bidding.
She was hoping someone would
But this is just like a whole nother layer of manipulation that I'm not really like, because there's always going to be one player that's going to bid up. They're going to bid up something, and the other, you don't know what everyone else is thinking. You don't know if these other people know each other online or anything like that. So if all the other players are bidding it up, and then somebody low dogs you at a 0, I completely disagree with this, because someone is always going to get a faction at 0, and then they're going to be able to go boom. And
somebody does always.
For all we know, NWAGS was aiming for Nordic agricultural
the whole time.
And it was like, no one else is going to want that, but I can rock the shit out of it.
And I believe, I know. I'm a firm believer that if you're playing in a tournament like Scythe, and we all know all Scythe players should be able, we all play the game well enough.
Oh, yeah.
That we should just go, okay, here's the 4 of us. We're going to get into a game. We're going to draw random factions with random mats. And then that's how we're going to play the game. I want to see a tournament like that. Rather than the bidding.
Because that's how we always play.
Okay, so here's the game.
There's just too many people that
We're starting the game here. And I should be able to put this on.
Right click it.
Right.
But there's just too many people that say that someone's gonna get stuck with a bad faction and a bad mat. And I'm just saying, hey, that shows the level of player that you really are.
Full screen. Ha-ha. All right. So Rusviet was the first board to play, and that is Fomov. And then it's my turn, and I did pretty much stick to our opening scripts. No, I'm more than willing to, it's anyone who's watched GirlzgameToo knows that we have opening scripts that we have used, and I have been using them in the tournament just to kind of calm my nerves in the beginning. I do stray from them quite a bit.
But I think even these digital players, they have a certain set of rules where they'll go, this is what you do, boom, 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 because they know it's a quick start.
Yeah.
They know those first couple,
and
like
it's
3
just like
turns
in chess,
minimum,
there's a lot of opening gambits, and it's just certain opening gambits for different factions and stuff, which are all available publicly on our sites. Anyways, so I pretty much started to just do it like you would think. I did the trade I'm gonna produce, and I'm gonna work towards getting my people out there to get to an encounter, right? Yeah, I want to deploy, and it all goes fairly smoothly, I think.
Everyone's just kind of taking those opening turns.
Everybody's just really...
Looks like everyone's kind of setting up to do their things.
Trading, producing.
And
and that was the other thing. So I couldn't get either of my objectives. They were they were impossible. So I had the balanced workforce.
You could actually get that pretty... I've done that with Crimea before.
Have you?
Yeah, I think it wasn't successful.
Yeah, so I personally think they were really... bad ones for me. I show them again. I do show them again. That's the only problem with it being pre-recorded. So this showing you who's playing who, because I'm like, who's playing who?
Have fun. Day Killer.
Oh, that's his name. Day Killer. Okay.
So,
that's funny.
We've got...
So this is Fomov here. This is me. This is
Day. That's
Day Killer.
Is that Day Killer?
Yeah. Okay. And Nordic is NWAGS.
Yeah.
which I thought...
And he's a good player.
Yeah, I thought...
Played online before. He's a good
player.
player.
Pretty much everyone, including myself, if I do say so myself, played a fairly good game. Alright, so I'm producing... I traded.
Yeah.
I traded. And then I'm going to do an upgrade. Yes? No. No upgrade. I don't have any oil. Okay.
And what is the Saxony player doing?
What is this? He's
getting ready
producing.
He's producing. He's getting ready to deploy.
Does he have like 4 metal?
He's got 4 metal.
4 metal and 2 oil. So he's probably getting ready to move and deploy.
Yeah.
I don't know what board he's on, but...
and I will zoom in here soon. Nordic just traded. And you can see that here.
And I kind of really like that you've got 2 players on one side of the board and 2 players on the other side of the board.
Mm-hmm.
So really, you guys can just work partner to partner across the board. If you did that, you could kind of keep each other in check.
Oh,
this is kind of an early move, and
this isn't the move yet.
No, but it's coming.
It's coming.
It's coming.
So he does a move.
Hi.
Did he do? Oh,
who are we hiring? Hello. Hi, Legends. How are you? Hey, Unix boy. Man, I didn't even see half those comments. Did
There's
you?
only 2.
Okay.
Oh, he's still on his peninsula, so I thought he came off that. But he just came to the encounter.
Welcome. All right, so I just produced, and now I'm going to deploy my speed mech, I believe. It might...
So you can get out there to that encounter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I want to get to that encounter that I do not get to. You'll see why.
What? All you have to do is take 1 move.
Oh,
well,
right?
See, that encounter, sure. But watch.
Oh, yeah, this encounter. I do get to this encounter. So here, this is have 1 factory card, at least cool, 1 mech, and no more than 3 workers. So I already have that. And so I'm already to the point where I can't get any of those.
So this is part of
this is not a 2-player Scythe game. This is a pre-recorded Scythe game from the tournament I'm playing in. And I am playing Crimea, and we're commentating on it. And so I played this game earlier today, and it's a 4-player game. Thanks for asking, Legends. Alright, so it's Nordic's turn. And they're building.
Yeah, I think that agriculture board, is that one of those ones where, where you want to do some building because it gives you some high points?
So this is, I think, where Rusviet moves in to block me. Oh,
he doesn't even
not
have
yet.
a mech, right?
Not yet. Yeah, he does.
He's got one mech now. Looks like he just
did it when he had 2 mechs.
Well, building a
Oh,
all you really have, you haven't moved, so all you have to do right now is just move.
I'm gonna move to that encounter. It's the second encounter I can't get to.
I mean, yeah, but I don't. You know, the one thing I don't understand.
And I can't get to the factory
a lot
for
of
quite a while.
the digital players do is that they do play this game where they go around and snatch up all of. They'll even leave the factory to go to encounters, which is mind-boggling to me.
Am I a professional Scythe player? No, no, I am nowhere near a professional Scythe player.
No, but I mean, you know, you're running.
In fact, I play Scythe on a board, on board game Scythe a lot more. So I'm moving to the encounter, and I'm moving workers over to the mountains and the farms, and then I'm moving my leader to the encounter to get an encounter.
Iron and some food there.
Yeah, get my iron and food. So no, I'm very much an amateur, but I have been playing for years, not Digital Scythe. I just started Digital Scythe, and it is a totally different beast.
It's a completely different beast.
It is a completely different beast. All right, so I actually thought on this one for a minute, because I would have to use all my popularity to deploy that mech. I debated about the mech.
Yeah, okay, but how much are you getting to deploy a mech? So you always should look at what you're getting paid and how much this encounter could actually potentially cost you.
I haven't played Wingspan.
That's the reason why a lot of times I'll just take that first one. Because if it's
always
free,
the free one.
I mean, then great.
Yeah, first, and that's what I did. I ended up taking that first one, and then I did an enlist to get the combat cards.
Yeah, because you need cards right there, because they'll use it as a resource. That one almost
Crimea uses it as a resource. Exactly. And so I got me some combat cards. So I'm all set up. I'm raring to go. I believe the next thing I'm planning to do is to produce.
And that looks
my
like
partner in crime is quite
his.
Quiet. You're right.
I think
she's gonna start talking here real soon though, because
no, you just keep talking over me.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's okay. It happens.
All right, so Saxony just deployed.
It looks like this is a pretty standard thing where people will deploy and then move out to that encounter first, get their speed mech.
Which is pretty standard.
Yeah, because, I don't know, we kind of tend to play a little, I don't know, it just depends on what faction you're getting. With the games that we play at home, and we were always playing at a higher player count. Well, last night's game was 7 player. It was kind of crazy.
Oh, that was
you
crazy.
You couldn't move. That was awesome. I loved it.
Last night was terrible.
Oh man, I loved that game so much.
I had a lot of fun playing. Don't get me wrong.
It was fun. We had an alliance.
I can't believe that you got all of those owl tokens out.
He got all of them out.
Yeah.
He got all of them out.
I couldn't believe that. That's why he was able to get such a high score.
You see, I think that modular board has a lot different.
It's
maybe
crazy.
he didn't get out that last one because it was in his shoe.
That last. So did he take that point for the one that was in his? He should have.
It got replaced. He put a new. No, he had because the owner of the game.
All right, so Saxony's
has
upgrading. It's one thing when I play Digital Scythe that I feel like I never get my enlistments out quick enough. And everybody else has already got their enlistments out and they're all making free shit, right?
Yeah.
Oh, do you get that?
Do they? I don't know.
It just feels like that to me in all the games I play. I don't know why, but it just does.
It does feel that way, definitely.
I hear another voice that sounds like a... Yes, it is.
That's...
I've only played Scythe once, and I also only played my little Scythe. We busted out the spare token to replace the shoe token. Oh, good. Yes, the other voice you hear is Warchrist. No? Oh, well, you can't see her, so you don't know what she looks like.
You don't know how to spell it either.
Oh, they didn't. All right.
You guys don't know how to spell it anyway.
So, yeah, she's just this woman who likes to play Scythe. And, so Russ Viet. I think Russ Viet.
Is this the part where he does the thing?
I think it is, because I'm trying to figure out what he's going to do. He's taking freaking forever. So I'm like, what's he thinking?
But again, to be fair, you don't really know what's going on in his household.
Okay, this is true.
It's not a speed game, right? And this is one thing that the digital people do a lot, is they'll do this
is
fast.
not it.
It's got to be the next turn that he does it, because he has all 3.
Yeah, he just got all 3. So he just got his first star.
So there you go, because he did his objective. That's kind of cool.
So now I'm going to get my second mechs. I felt I did pretty good getting my mechs out here.
Yeah. And the really bad part is that those mechs only pay $1, right?
And I did.
So really, you should have maybe stopped at 2.
I did Riverwalk.
You'll see why she needed to do
that.
Oh, you should have just sat over there and pumped out some oil. Go, because you can go over here. You should have just bought Wayfair and get your guys on oil and pumped out the oil and did all your upgrades. I would have done that.
Well, it was recommended to me to do Wayfair last.
I agree.
And I think
but I think all these games really come out situational. You know what I mean?
Easiest objective of them all. Who? Me?
That's the one that I've gotten every time. No, Foundations of the Empire.
Oh,
Foundations of the Empire.
It
is so easy.
It is very.
I mean, anybody can get that.
Yeah,
really,
I completely agree.
Okay, something I didn't notice while we were playing is Nordic built next to 2.
That's how he got that. Okay.
Because there was a building bonus to build next to the
encounters. So he built next to 2 encounters.
I always look for those 2. I always look for what's the best spot I can
he was in the lead. You'll see, because I looked at the scores. He was in the lead really quickly with 2 stars.
I mean, in the game, it's not a fast game. You don't have to play fast. But these digital edition players tend to play really quick.
They do have. You have to watch how quickly they're getting their stars.
I almost
see, everybody there is getting like power for you, power for you, power for you.
Bolster? No.
All right, here it is. Here it is. Here it is. All right, here it comes. All right. So
the river walk.
It's kind of interesting that he comes over to your He comes over to your tunnel rather than going into the factory.
Right, he could have gone straight to the factory,
and he could be moving.
He could have gone straight to the factory. I was gonna move, but of course I couldn't.
There's always someone that's gonna block you in. But now this is where you go. Okay, well I'm gonna grab Wayfair and then grab Wayfair. You know this because this is when you have to kind of really switch it up.
Yeah,
which is not something that I'm.
Okay, and the only reason why I don't grab Wayfair first, you'll see, is because he stays here and he builds up. So I grab Scout because I think I'm going to be in a fight.
I mean, if you can outpower him, that's great. But if not, just outsmart him.
And that's the other thing.
Just go to Wayfair. Go. Okay, well I can just go over here. You have plenty of like.
She gets ready for a fight.
I end up changing. I end up totally changing on the fly here. Everything I'm doing, because I was headed to an encounter in a factory. That's where my thought process was, and then he comes in here, and I had to change everything to defense,
Which I think is why he came with 3, is he was like, this is going to make her think I'm going to attack her.
4, because he had people's army.
Right, I mean, obviously, so you can just go around, like, you know.
No, I couldn't. I only had Riverwalk.
Well, with Wayfarer.
Right, but you could just grab Wayfarer next.
With Wayfarer,
and just say,
I could.
screw this, I'm going to get, you've already got the speed, so then go, I mean, the next thing I would have done, just Wayfarer.
Where am I? Oh, it's not my turn. All right, it's Rusviet's turn, so I'm like, all right, what's he going to do?
Is he going to all the different tunnels so that... Because no, that would be crazy. So really, the Saxony player should be all over him at some point, because you would just think that the Saxony player, he's getting in, you know,
you would think
that disarm or
Saxony doesn't come in until after
after I beat him up.
She's knocked him down.
After I've totally beat him up.
Like I would think that Saxony player would get out there.
So
and it was kind of explained to me. He just going on Saxony.
That's how.
So he just produced. He just produced is what Rusviet did, and now he's upgrading.
I figured if he would go to all the different tunnels.
Nope.
But there's because usually
I'm looking at what my Riverwalk is. I'm trying to figure out how to freaking move. That's why I keep looking at my mechs. Is I'm like, shit, I'm stuck. I'm realizing how stuck I am now.
Well, you're not really that stuck. I mean, if you just get Wayfarer, you can get out of that.
But I also pretty much feel he's about to come at me.
Right.
Yeah.
I can understand where you would feel threatened by that. But obviously, this is one of those things that, you know,
4. I think I'm about to look at power.
That you do. I mean, that's what you do. It's just always a mind
Is this
thing,
where I change my mind where I don't produce? I think it is. I think this is where I change my mind and I bolster instead.
You either... I think
nope,
you
I did produce.
And you deploy to get the scout.
Oh, that's right, to get the scout.
And I was going to ask that he completely abandon his peninsula, but he didn't. So
I got the scout. You should suicide one mech with each enlistment. Make him guess how much to commit on each battle. So right now, he would have 4. So I was trying to figure that out, is how many I...
3 mechs now.
So now I could go in with 4. And be 4/4, but I only have 2 combat cards.
What's your move?
See, I'm looking now at he has 5 power. I have 3 power. He has 2 combat cards, and I have 4 combat cards.
You had 2 combat cards. He had 4.
Oh, you're right. So he had more combat cards and more power at this point. So yeah. But I get to steal one now.
So it looks like that Saxony player is finally on the move.
While he sits there. That's what I did.
No, I'm not going to go after phone.
That is what I did. Is I finished my mechs and enlisted while he sat there on me. Because he's going to sit here on me for a bit, guys. Yeah.
He moves once you get Wayfarer.
Once I get Wayfarer, he moves.
I think the whole thing is don't get paralyzed by this. You know what I mean? Like, either upgrade and go after him and upgrade your move, upgrade your bolster, go after him, or just go, okay, I'm just going to get Wayfarer and I'm going to move because I have to, you know.
Which is my plan here. I mean, obviously, I have to do it every other move here to get it. And so...
And if you leave the Nordic player unchecked, he's the only player that can get on the water. You can't just, like, let him do whatever. Because now Saxony and Nordic are...
Watch what Fomov... What he does after he stops baby guarding Crimea.
I love it. And he starts baby guarding us. Exactly. Yeah.
So
yes, I did. I finished my mechs. I did.
Now he's being unchecked. He can just run away with the game if you don't watch out.
Got all of his meeples out.
I don't think I can. Yeah.
Nordic got all of his meeples out and is just spreading.
That's usually what you do with the Nordic player.
He's spreading.
Get all of them. Get all your workers out there.
But he doesn't. He only has one mech.
Now that you guys are all
he doesn't have any
side.
mechs. Nordic has no mech.
He just can swim. He can get his guys. He can just produce.
He has all 8.
Swim.
He has all 8 of his dudes.
If he upgrades his.
Pause
if you upgrade that.
No. Okay.
If you upgrade that.
Oh, this is
popularity.
This is him deciding whether he's gonna move.
What's he gonna do? What am I gonna do? Does he attack me? I think he does.
No, he doesn't attack you at this point. But he does attack
how many
you.
So I kind of felt like he was trying to get me to play more emotionally. I don't know why, but I felt in the game, that's what I felt at this time. Like, he was really trying to push me towards something. It's like, why just didn't it? We're like, he's so rude. I remember we were sitting there going, how rude is this? Him sitting there.
Is this stop right now? Because, again, you don't really know what's going on in his household. He could be doing something...
You're so nice.
I'm sure.
Well, I mean, you can't just go out there and, badmouth there because you really don't really know what's going on with,
I'm not bad-mouthing him.
With these guys.
I'm
but,
not bad-mouthing
I'm sure he's just debating whether
I
to stay there.
I
would
debate it if I was him, and he just produced again.
You know, he's thinking, should I attack her? Should I stay here and make her make Wayfair?
And he did another upgrade.
Yeah, because he obviously knows that Crimea is a very powerful faction, but he also knows this is bid up at 20, so he's got a 10 bid, so he's got to.
I'm assuming
really
he's trying.
You
Yeah, I'm assuming he's trying to keep me down money wise.
But again, if you don't watch the other players, you kind of have to spread this love, because if you don't watch the other players, they will just run away with that game. I mean,
I hear you. I hear you.
Evidenced by the games that I've played, where it's it's like here.
I hear you.
Well,
I did try to keep an eye
until way later.
And these guys all have game plans because
of course.
That's which is really something that I need to fine tune.
So if you notice at this point, I've now upped it so we have equal power.
And Saxony is now doing what? 5.
I'm just trying. I'm actually looking at everybody. I'm not just looking at Rusviet, and I'm rechecking to make sure I can't get a freaking objective.
That, Saxony's not coming at me.
Yeah, I was looking at everybody.
Just unchecked, and he's
Nordic.
He's kind of slow, but I'm kind of shocked that
he's only got 4 at this point.
Nordic
so I'm looking at
later in the game.
At the bonus structure.
Yeah, he probably goes like.
This is where I'm kind of trying to check out where everybody is at this point.
Pity pat a little bit.
And somebody's getting an encounter.
Nordic is getting an encounter.
Yeah.
Looks like he's, pay $2 to gain 4 power. That's actually.
Yeah, Nordic almost completely ran away with the game.
He didn't want to pay any money for that, and he's got a 0 bid. So.
Nordic had a 0 bid, and they almost completely ran away with the game.
Well, yeah, because he's got a number 1 0 bid. Okay, and you're playing Nordic, the only faction in the game that can get on the water. This is you. I'm surprised he didn't just completely run away with it.
Alright, so this is where I think I decided I'm just going to get Wayfair and get the frick out of there. Either that or I decided to boost. I can't remember which.
Kind of just clicks and go on, just grab Wayfair.
I see, you can tell I'm getting ready, but it also depends on what he does. So he deployed another mech.
Obviously, I think I play my best Scythe, honestly, when I have a game plan. I plan out the stars I'm going to get. I keep my head down. I don't watch the other players. And I just play my game with my head down and writing everything. And I'll write everything down. Everything. That's the best games that I've played Scythe in. And it really, really works.
So now I know I can get out of this.
Because otherwise, you look at the screen, it's really intimidating.
So now I got a star. So now I'm feeling a little better about life. So now I'm trying to figure out what everybody else. So then that's when Saxony hits the factory.
Did he go to the factory?
So how many times could have Rusviet hit that factory?
Oh yeah, he could have been in the factory a long time ago.
A long time ago.
He's not playing Saxony, so it's kind of like. But I mean, if you.
I don't know. I really didn't understand why Rusviet felt he needed to hold me down like that. But I guess he felt for his game.
Well, I mean, the other right now he can be building up, and then he's only 2 away from the factory. If he's got his speed mech, then he can just go into the factory. Because I'm one of those players that I don't. If I can rush it to the factory, I'll rush it to the factory, so I can be the first one in there. But sometimes I'll get in there and go, oh man, someone's going to come after me. But the thing is, they don't know what you have. They don't know, if you just keep bolstering, they don't know what cards you're holding. So but if they can come in with more power than what you have, you're kind of like, well, cool. But,
so at this point, you notice I'm explaining Wayfair, or I'm figuring out Wayfair and where all I can go. So I'm used to playing Wayfair in 7-player games where you go to empty farms. So I'm planning out how and where I can go with Wayfair in a 4-player game, which is a little different.
And the other really interesting thing is usually when the Saxony player, they play against the Rusviet player, usually the Saxony player will block the tunnel over there next to Rusviet and kind of block them in, or at least come over there like as an intimidation factor. And I think they did that because
there wasn't a lot of
for fights, because that's what Saxony does.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And that's what happens to me. See, he's going to the other tunnels now, which in a way kind of
now that I have,
but he's bringing meeples.
So now I have Wayfair and I can move.
He's going to all the tunnels, yeah. So if I'm Saxony, I'm like, thank you. Now I can just knock some heads around.
I found that, but he's also gonna. I think, yeah. So he's gonna go after Nordic.
He's like, yeah, I'm not gonna let this Nordic player just kind of make all this.
Yeah, he loses all his popularity doing that.
Yeah, that would be a big. But obviously, if you're Saxony, you want to rush the game and just do it like if someone just shot their water, but it's gonna like, I'm gonna completely abandon my game and go up to 7 popularity. And then go fight, try and get more popular than that.
Yeah. And then but see, Nordic already was at 8 popularity.
Oh, so he would, yeah.
So
that might not have been a very smart move, but if it might maybe some tactically.
I think it was just taking space away from Nordic, being
because he realized he left those guys.
If you're gonna play water, you get all the water, but I'm taking this land from you.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, there are some really cool strategies with, the water factions.
Oh, definitely.
I definitely love playing those.
Definitely.
Especially if I'm the only one that's playing those. But
all right, so I'm going to move, finally. Yay! Near perfect game by Saxony. Definite fan of that guy. Yeah, he is playing a really, really, really fantastic game.
That's Day Killer, right?
Yeah. Yeah, he is. He's playing a fantastic game. I completely agree. And so this is where I'm like, all right, what am I doing? All right, so I need oil for my upgrades.
Did you bring people with you?
Not yet, but I will. Because I'm like, wait, I need to
Are you just hovering over that?
Oh, yeah, I do have duders. All right.
I'm going to take people.
And I got my leader, and I'm like, all right, I need something out of this, so I'm going to go for an encounter. This is my mindset.
Oh, he completely abandoned that spot.
He completely.
Kind of one of those, like,
it was like, oh, you were just there just to block me. Yeah, that's what it felt like.
That's what it would. Yeah, I mean, eventually
that's what it felt like.
So he was playing almost like a Saxony player.
Yeah.
But playing Roosevelt, because that's what that Saxony player. They usually kind of come over
what the Saxony player normally does.
Roosevelt and be like, oh,
right?
You know what I mean? Like, okay, well, fine.
So now I'm trying to figure out where to go with this guy, and he's got some meeples on board. And I decide I go back and forth about him because I could just produce and get my meeple.
Or you could just get
get my meeple star.
Get it closer to the I guess there you go.
I debate.
You could just get closer to the factory or something, or just get some land. Really.
But I couldn't really get much
it's not
closer.
really time to spread out if you still need to produce stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
So
yes, I'm gonna end my move.
Oh wow, you just took the one. No, you took.
No, I did 2.
2, but
I'd moved 3 guys.
You could have get out there in the middle of the board. I always heard that owning the real estate in the middle of the board is a good idea.
Alright, and then I believe I went ahead and I did
you take the oil
and popularity. Yeah, I did.
$4 to deploy 1 mech, which is not bad because you're only getting $1.
But I already have all my mechs out. I already have my mechs out.
Oh yeah, that's true. I see.
And then I'm going to do an enlistment. I finally feel like I'm playing again. I'm playing my game again. And you can tell by the way I'm playing.
You don't have or do you?
So I'm going to go for power. I believe I go for power. Oh no, I end up, don't I go for hearts?
You might.
I go for hearts, which puts me up.
To 7. Oh!
Yes.
There you go. That was pretty good.
Yeah, that actually wasn't too bad of an idea actually because
you can bolster quickly and everything else.
And I went back and forth and decided
yet.
Then I
but now you took the oil from that encounter, right? So now you can you can get your bolster.
I can
upgraded and just kind of jam through that.
Which I believe is what I do next. I believe I do an upgrade next.
This guy should probably just be. I don't really know what's his board. Do you ever? So you can't see the other players' boards because.
Not unless you.
I mean, this is already recorded, so you're
right.
Not, okay.
That's why
so
I can't really toggle through stuff. It's because it's pre-recorded. When we were doing it live, we could toggle, but I didn't want to stream live while I was playing.
She didn't want to have to think about 2 things at once.
Yeah, that's just way too much.
I mean, it's already stressful enough.
Right? It is. It's very nerve-wracking, I have to say. Playing in these tournaments is much more nerve-wracking than I ever expected it to be.
So it looks like Saxony's taking a little bit of time on their
yeah, I
on
think
their
they're
turn,
trying to
'cause we don't
figure
really know
out.
what
So
they're
right
doing,
now,
that's
Nordic, Rustviet, and Crimea all have a star, and Saxony doesn't yet. That's, I think, make Sadie stream while you play. Oh,
yeah, well, that's
make
a good
Sadie
idea.
stream it. The problem is I
Saxony's
play
looking
it
for fights.
here in the studio
And he's
on the
gonna
big
go
monitor.
He's gonna run around getting counters because that's kind of like what the good thing is to do.
So
Saxony
that's
with
harder.
get some free stuff if you.
Yeah, it's harder
wanna
to
produce.
do. I guess you could still do it though. You could still do it.
I could.
Yeah, you could. I just have to not participate in the stream.
Which would be really,
It would be really hard for me.
In fact, it would be impossible, which is the real reason we couldn't do it.
Yeah, because I would get so distracted while playing. I guess if I get so low in the tournament that it doesn't really matter how I play.
Well, pay $2 a game for food. If that was Saxony,
So I bet you, I think he's going to build a structure.
What? Why? I mean, I don't understand people that play Saxony that build structures, but okay.
I could be wrong. Maybe
Game
he gets
$2
the
and one
food.
popular. If he builds a structure, I wonder if he's going to build that power. No.
I don't think
Maybe
he built
he'll
a
build
structure.
I can't remember what he does.
Does he get the food so that he can get?
I
or
got
does he
bored
already
waiting.
have? Does he already have? He's got his guys on food. He's probably thinking, I don't want the food because I've got my.
Oh, that's what
guys
I'm doing.
on
I'm looking
food.
to see what he has resource-wise. He doesn't have any food. So
Yeah,
I'm like, oh,
he
but
just
he
gained
didn't
the
take,
$2
but
in
he
the
just did the
popularity.
popularity. Yep.
And
But I thought, well, let's see what he's
he would have
got.
got a free enlist on that, but I don't know what his board's paying out on enlistment. So he just moved all of his people to food. So he's probably thinking,
Yeah, he's probably just gonna.
I'll just go ahead
boom,
and
do it.
get food,
Yeah.
and then I'm done with my food, and well, depending on how much you need.
Well, and so I never think about Saxony as a producer. I think of Saxony as someone who should steal all their shit.
yeah, you get
Because you get so many stars for battling.
right, and you just run around the board,
Right, run around the board, getting counters,
steal everyone's stuff,
steal
if I
everybody's
can,
stuff.
because I need to fight anyway.
Get
Yeah,
your
get
So
those
yeah.
stars,
Yeah,
get
so
those-
it's always been like what
Get
recommended
your
to be moving.
necks out.
You're moving your bolster, you're moving your bolster, you're moving your bolster, but then obviously some the things in between. You have to do some things because you have to get your mechs out there. You got to do some producing.
Yeah, I think he finally goes to the factory. Maybe. Let's see. What's
Well,
Rusty
Saxony
doing?
was already at the factory.
Well, yeah,
so he
but-
could move every turn already, right?
Yeah, Rusty
has not been at the factory. Well, no one else has been at the factory.
Nobody else has.
And
I guess he still had another mech. He didn't have his speed mech yet.
Oh, he didn't have his.
Oh, I didn't know he didn't have his speed mech.
I think he was just kind of sitting in front of you and then not doing the rest of his stuff. I don't know what he was doing.
All he was doing was producing.
But I thought he was producing and doing all the rest of his stuff.
He was producing and upgrading.
Yeah, that's what he was upgrading.
How many upgrades does he have?
Let's see if
But he's
Saxony
only
keeps
got
that
3
North player in
upgrades.
check.
He
I
sat
don't
on that
think he
oil
does.
and upgraded a couple
And that's what I
times.
He
was
did. He
Yeah,
upgraded.
And then he produced a couple times over here. And then when
It's
you
about
got
to
Wade
get-
there and left,
This is
he was
already
like,
round
alright.
12. I'm surprised this game is. Does it end in like a couple rounds after this?
It
Yeah,
doesn't go much longer, guys. Yeah. So
Because,
it's about to get actually really
I can do
boom,
this in
boom,
so
boom.
many
There's going to
turns,
be
and
a
it's true,
bunch
he
of.
can, so I'm surprised he
But
didn't really
I'm-
rush this game.
I'm gonna get a couple stars yet. Actually, I'm gonna get. You're right. I was looking at the wrong ones. So I think I still get 3 stars before the end of the game. So in the next.
I'm wondering if that Saxony player
4
doesn't have great
turns,
cards.
I'm gonna get
He's
3
got
stars.
4. He starts with 4 cards. So if he doesn't have great cards, he probably doesn't want to go into battle.
So he just did disarm. He just did disarm.
So now it's like get off the tunnels, or
So yeah,
because you don't want to attack him on the
you
tunnels.
do not want to be on the tunnels when
unless
they have
you can
disarm.
catch him at a lower power. Just come out with him
Which
with a couple mechs,
I obviously was very concerned about. I was waiting for everyone to start attacking the way that it was going. You can tell. Otherwise,
They
I
have
would
a
have
tendency
kept
to
this
kind of
up.
like attack the Crimea player because the Crimea is like the best faction in my opinion. It's kind of a very powerful faction. You almost it's true, right? So
She's trying to tell me I played like shit.
No,
is what
I'm
she's
just
trying to
saying,
tell me.
it makes me laugh.
You can almost effortlessly play Crimea and almost win.
You guys
unless
are like,
of course you have
guys- A few weeks ago, you guys were like, you need to play Crimea. I was like, okay.
when you first started playing, because someone online was telling me I like Crimea because the one thing about Crimea is that their ability is always working for you, and it's true. If you
That's
get the
true.
cards, but the other thing is if you're if you can get the cards, then yes. But if you can't get the cards, if no one
you can't get the cards.
If your neighbors are not enlisting, then you've got to find other ways that you upgrade that. I'm gonna grab 2 combat cards rather than like move around.
Oh yeah,
and do that. You mean there's
So let's see. I think Rustviet's gonna move into the factory at this point. Let's see. I could be wrong. It could be somebody's about to move to the factory.
Is it Nordic? Do they kind of slide in there?
It might be Nordic who slides in.
If he's got how many of you go to
the factory at some point.
Yeah, but I don't go to the factory till after Rustviet's been there.
You should. Why? Your leader's right there. Why does it not just move right in? I don't think I could
get there. I think
it's a straight line.
I know, but there's a reason. There will be a reason. I think Rustviet goes next, and he takes like everybody. And because I was about ready to go to the factory, I know that. Oh, and that's the other reason.
He's going to come over here and
he comes out and attacks me. He comes for my food.
Oh, because you've got food there. I didn't even know he can get there, but I guess he can go from any...
So he went to that tunnel, and then I guess Riverwalk? Is that how?
Because he has a...
So then he goes to the factory as well.
Yeah, still one of his cards.
So I did. And so then I'm like, all right, well, you know me. You better go balls out.
Without knowing what kind of a player, because that's the other thing I don't really like about Digital.
Yeah,
it's one reason why I love to play in person, because you can definitely...
I'm going back and forth on whether I'm going to sacrifice or I'm going to go balls out, what I should do. I end up, I think, going...
that's a 4 food. That's significant.
Yeah, it is. It's significant.
I mean, depending on how much food you need.
I'm like, I don't want to...
If he's attacking you...
Right.
Yeah, I don't want to give him an easy victory, but...
I don't want to give him an easy victory,
I have a tendency to use a hard card extra.
Yeah, I don't have enough to beat him.
Right.
I mean, he could do 2 5s and beat me, basically. Oh, pretty close.
Does he only has 1 person, doesn't he? Is it 1 and 1?
No, he's got People's Army. So I end up just doing the 1 card.
And what did he do? He went
balls out.
He did pretty much
balls out. Which I was like, that's what I want.
How much power did he leave himself with?
So I think he leaves himself with 4.
So come back out and beat him up, because why not?
That's what I do.
You know.
Boy, do I. So he's going to use 2 of my... Because I'm right at 2 of my food right now. And that was like, all right. Okay. So then, my next move, I do move.
But now you have to take your people back over there because you took all your food, right?
Well, no. I might. So this is what I do.
I probably would come after him because obviously he's in. That's going to be a good combat star right there.
So I'm looking right now at how many combat cards he has. I'm calculating. Yeah, I'm calculating what I can do.
Play. And then you're going to steal cards from him. I think that's one of my favorite things about playing Crimea is the scout, that you can steal the cards from the players.
I feel this is one of my best moves of the game, personally.
Do you take people with you?
So, I will.
Oh, you're taking your workers from there. Are you done producing all your workers? Did you get a start for that?
I'm not. I'm not done yet. I don't know what I was thinking here. I didn't have to take the workers, but for some reason I was...
Because now you need your food. That's why. You're like, you took all my food.
Right? I'm trying to get my food back.
I gotta get my food back.
Exactly.
My people are going hungry. Now, do you also move into the factory at the same time? You do 2 fights? Do you have enough power for that?
You'll have to wait and see.
Which fight do you really, really want to win? Right?
Well, I'm sure that's what he's thinking.
Scaring him back. Well, boy, if I'm Saxony, I'm really thinking this is awesome.
Saxony's like, everybody's doing this for us, right? I'm sure he is. I'm sure Saxony's like, thank you guys. You're making this easy on me. All right. Now, this, I really do want to attribute all of my time learning how to battle in our gaming group.
That you play in person rather than...
Yes. Yeah. All my in person, because I did a lot of strategizing in these, in figuring out the power and which one to do. Because I have 6 power total. And so,
well, you've got, it's 2-on-1. Do you do 0? Because I would do 0.
He can do 2 cards too.
Okay. He can only do 7, so why would you...
He can't only do 7.
What does it say on his... Because it tells you how much power he has. So
right. I believe I hit it.
To 0?
I didn't hit it. He could do 12. He could do 12 or 14.
He only had 4 power.
But he could have done 2 5, so he could have done 14.
Oh, he has 2 people then?
Yeah. Yeah. All right, so I won that one.
Woo! That was awesome. That's great. There's your star there, but now this one's going to be... No, you only have 1 star, so this would be your 2nd star?
This would be my 2nd star. Yes. Well, it will be my 3rd star total. But, yeah. It will be my 2nd combat star.
Oh, he had 1 person.
So now he can get 8.
Army, so he can play 2 cards. That's how.
That's why. Because he had People's Army. So I could only do 7, and he could do 8 if he had a 5. But statistically, I figured it out, and there's no way he had a 5. And so...
Really?
I did.
He played 0 and then caught you with your pants down like now you have 0 power?
So I did play all my power because I was going to go balls out on this.
Right. I mean, why not? Because now you're going to get a factory card now. It's
if he had a 4...
After me, I'm just going to...
Because if he had a 4, it would still be 7. And I would need to have the 7. So that's the other reason why I went balls out. He is really thinking on this
about
one.
It, yeah. Like, ooh.
He does. He really thinks on this one.
Does he already have a card?
So,
I'm surprised he doesn't just kind of come out and then just come back.
He has 3 combat cards and 3 power.
This is interesting.
Mutually assured destruction. Yes, that exactly is what this was.
This is the
really
point
thinking about it, or
where Saxony will then come in and beat up.
After this, Saxony is going to come in and be like, "Thank you guys, I appreciate that."
You guys are all licensed.
So I won that one.
So
I got another star, and I get my factory card, which there's nothing good.
Interesting choices.
There's nothing left factory card wise, I felt.
I think as long as you can, well, since you are playing Crimea.
So at that point, I actually lost one of my hearts.
Oh, popularity?
Yeah, I lost one of my popularity.
So now you're down to 6.
Yeah.
Were you the highest? No.
No, Nordic's still the highest.
Yeah, you gotta keep that guy in check. He's gonna run up to 13 and whatever, and just like, well, thanks, guys. You know.
Yeah, I thought he was going for a power star. I was like, what the crap?
Yeah. So then I go ahead and I enlist, and I get some of that power back that I just used.
Yeah, who's this Saxony playing his?
No, this is me.
So this is still your turn.
This is still my turn. I finished my turn.
Nice.
And I got some of that power back that I just used, so that I'm not completely at 0. So now Saxony is gonna probably. I think
I
now
probably would have used
Saxony
whatever resources. Do you have resources in the factory? I definitely would have used those if I could have.
I couldn't.
Yeah.
No, I couldn't. I couldn't. Otherwise, I would have obviously.
Oh, it's the trade and that's all I do. Trade for that 1 popularity and use those oil and get some cash, man.
So I had every intention of getting the hell out of the factory as soon as I could. In fact, my plan was to use my factory card to do it because I knew that Saxony was probably going to.
All you have to do right here is go. I'm going to pay 1 coin to get my 1 popularity, and then pay my and then you check in the scores. And this is the other thing I disagree with about this game so much is that you can calculate everything.
Well, you can do that in a regular game too.
But how many times have we done in our regular games? We've looked at the board and said, "This person's in the lead. We better go after them," because we can't see everything. Right here, you can see everything. So this is another layer of manipulation that the online players that they can use, and I know that they do it. You know, it is another layer of strategy. And then it's something that you have to learn as a digital player.
I don't like to look at the scores a lot because it totally gets in my head. But I figured at this point I needed to see where I was at.
Right, you have to cover your bid. You have to do a little map. I mean,
and at this point, I was in last place when you took the bids out.
And then you don't even know who knows who, right? I mean, obviously, no one of us know each other, but...
But yeah, at this point, I decided I better check and see where I'm at.
I've never played you in a tournament. I've never played...
No. I mean, that would be so different.
Anybody.
if we were playing in a tournament, I
Yeah.
think it would, because we
And
are
watch,
so familiar.
You know, maybe at some point,
Yeah.
you know,
with stuff.
we'll come
Right.
down and do that and see.
I keep trying to click on stuff. I'm like, why did I have that up for so long? I think it took me forever to figure out everything. Alright. So, meanwhile, Saxony's still thinking on it. And, I think he's trying to figure out his end game, to tell you the truth. Even though he has absolutely no stars.
All he has to do is go out there and knock some heads around.
I truthfully think at this point he was trying to figure out his end game.
Well, because we're on round 13.
Sometimes,
Yeah.
If you're Saxony and you can't complete either of your objectives, you're going, oh man, what do I do? Well, I'll just get my power up there. I mean, what do? You get your power up there.
Because
I mean,
I truthfully
like,
was not that concerned about
that's
Saxony at this point, just because he didn't have any stars, and that was my mistake.
But again, you guys have an entire day, so this is where I'm going to just slow myself down, because I'm just gonna go, this is my game plan. And this is who I'm playing, so this will be my game plan.
Well, and at this point I was trying to figure out how I knew how I was going to get 2 more stars. I had that in my head. I already knew how I could get, but the 6th star
and this is where you
is my difficulty.
This is where the
so he starts to spread out at this point.
He knows.
The minute he started to spread out, that's when I looked at his stars and I'm like, he's spreading out awfully early. It felt like early to me just because he didn't have any stars.
Again, with the digital players, they do that early. We tend to do it a little bit later in our games.
Yeah.
And then again, maybe we're not, because I don't know. How many times do we keep track of how many rounds our games go? I used to write them all down. I used to write them
I normally
religiously.
do,
right?
yeah.
Like I would just sit there with the book and just write them down. So and last night's game was crazy because we went along.
Last night's game.
The player next to me had all of his upgrades.
All right, so he went after Russ Viet.
Okay, and then.
And Russ Viet had no power at that point because I had taken Russ Viet down to 0 power.
Right, yeah. You know, you got to count for everybody.
So,
in the game.
I had taken Russ Viet down to where he could really get beat on.
So what did the Nordic player do after this? So he's kind of like over there just chilling, right?
Yeah, well, and see, if the Nordic player had done just a little bit more, he would have.
Oh, he was completing his objective.
Yep.
Yeah, because why else would he need to move?
Yep.
Wherever the heck he moved.
Yeah. So, yeah, the Nordic player made himself feel like even though he was at the highest score, he made himself feel like we didn't need to worry about him.
Tactically, that is very smart.
It was very smart. It was very smart.
Be quiet and just get
and he did. He sat there being quiet and he played his game.
You know? Yeah, that's what he did. And
nobody really, I don't think anybody was even thinking about what the fuck Nordic was doing. I know I wasn't. Every once in a while I'd look. I know there's one point where you'll see where I start to spread out and I debate about scaring a Nordic dude or scaring a Saxony dude, but I don't want to lose the popularity. Who do I think I do one of them.
No, I think you move next to him. No, maybe you don't even go over
there. The Nordic player already has 9 popularity.
What ends up happening?
And
because if I had done that would have helped.
What
he bolsters, gets another star.
Saxony attacks you before you
got
can
13
even
coins.
Head over
so
there.
That's, it looks almost like you guys would do.
So yeah, that's why I'm also looking. I'm like, damn, I'm looking at Saxony and I'm looking at Nordic. And I haven't even gone close to covering my big.
7.
And
But Fomov hasn't done his either, has he? What was his bid?
His was 17.
So he hasn't either. So he's not. Yeah. He's not rushing this game. So if I'm Saxony or if I'm Nordic, I'm like, I want to get this game over with because these guys bid this and this. But I don't know what. I also have no idea what the Saxon player, what was his bid?
Saxony was 11, 10, 11.
Saxony, I think that was 10.
It might have been 11.
No, it was 10.
It was 10?
It stopped at 10.
Okay. Yeah, Saxony was 10. Nice lights. Thanks. Hi, DMC. How are you? So, we are in round 14, which really is not that far into a Scythe game. If you think about it, your opening gambits are your, first 7 moves. And so you're starting to really get into the meat of the game at round 14, I feel. Most games, at least on board, I think, on tabletop, most games go 18 to 21 rounds on tabletop. Wouldn't you agree?
On the digital edition?
No, not on digital.
No,
on tabletop.
I don't know because I haven't never played on the
no,
tabletop.
No,
Oh,
tabletop. The Scythe.
Oh,
tabletop.
yeah. When we play in person,
yes.
then our games. Yeah, we
so
tend to.
Rusty Ed is now
get
coming
these
after me again. This is where I guess he's coming for the factory.
He's
but
hitting for easy.
I didn't completely. Yeah, I didn't completely
did.
understand this move because he brought in so many.
You're already the weakest. You would think
yeah,
you go
I'm
after
already
somebody that's like
weakened.
way up there.
Yeah.
And then
so
again,
this
he
is
has low
why
power and you have low power.
I didn't understand why he didn't
pick on the least.
go after somebody else. But I wasn't about to sacrifice everything. I wanted to make sure he used as much as he could, though. So I went back and forth a little bit on. It shocked me that he came after me again. So what is this? How many times has he attacked me?
I don't know.
Because he already has. Oh, he doesn't have all his stars. So this will give him another star. That's true. I guess that's why he did it. Because he didn't get all his stars every time he attacked me. He didn't get stars. But yeah, I'm going to give him the factory. I was planning on moving out of the factory. I'm not a fan of giving him my oil here. Because I was about to use it. But he ends up using 3 combat cards.
Yeah.
Of his 4 combat cards. I was trying to get him to use all 4, but he only used 3. So that put me back at the home base. You ladies look lovely today. Thank you. We appreciate that. So this is a game that I played in DMC earlier today in a Scythe tournament. And I'm about to lose horribly, actually. But I feel like I played a fairly decent game. Much better than my last game. So I'm producing. That probably was a bad move right there. I probably shouldn't have produced. I probably should have realized how close we were to the end. Better player like Ryan would have realized how close we were to the end and done something differently there. I think probably used their factory card to move and to... I don't know, are you still watching, Unix? Do you think that was probably not my first mistake, obviously, but one of my big mistakes at the end there? I think that was a big mistake there that I produced right there. I do realize it, I believe, my next turn. That it's coming.
Yeah.
So, you've never played it before? I highly recommend it. It's a very strategic game.
You've probably heard us talk about it.
I'm sure you have. we stream it quite a bit. So Rusty, that's really close to getting all their stars as well. But they weren't going to win if they ended it. I remember that. I remember I looked to see.
Yeah. Because
I was like, is he going to play to end it? Because, you know, you can play to end or you can play to win. Mm-hmm. At least on digital. Alright, so this is where I move out. And I debate. I should have totally thrown him out of a territory. But, you know, we were like, well, it's only 2 points. Actually, it was 4 because he was in a different level. And I don't end up tearing anyone out. I think I was going to throw Saxony out, and I think I was going to throw Nordic out.
What you were trying to do was get to this village here.
Yes, I was trying to complete my last star. Yes, I was trying to do that.
And get to the encounter.
And get to an encounter. but I couldn't get to an encounter, and so then I was like, well, I should probably take territory. I was debating about taking territory away, but then I didn't want to lose
the popularity
because I was at 6 popularity.
This is the other thing that the digital edition does for you that you don't have to do in person.
It's figuring out where you can go.
You can move.
Yes.
And I think when we play, especially when we play in person, I don't realize that there are places that I can actually go, and I can't even get there. No, you can get there. You guys can do this.
I have learned a lot more about movement playing Digital Scythe.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I'm like, how is this person getting over here? Oh, yeah, I guess you can move on to farms and stuff.
Yes.
I mean,
Yeah, especially once you get moving in and out of lakes and stuff like that.
We've learned in person, and we've watched some good players play some pretty smart moves.
Oh, yeah.
With some really slick movements, and I'm going, what? You can do that? Yeah, I can just move to any farm.
Yeah, we've seen some people just try to make up rules and it doesn't work. But so you gotta be careful.
But
So see here, I'm debating about this Nordic guy. You see how I'm hovering over him and I'm debating about.
Oh, but that's gonna take your popularity down. But obviously, it's gonna get some property away from that Nordic player.
Yeah.
So I think that is kind of like one of those things where you just
exactly.
I think if I'm gonna lose popularity,
and then I hover over Crimea's dude, and I'm like, I could go here and take that away from him, but then I realized it's a tunnel, and I really didn't want to do that. And so I think I just decide to leave it and not move it. Or I move it somewhere.
No, you leave it.
Do I leave it?
Mm-hmm.
I do.
Protect your little area.
To protect my area.
Because if you got sent back, you wanted to have those spaces.
That's right. I decided to just leave it.
How many stars do you have at this point? 3?
Yeah.
I have 3.
So that's,
Yeah.
And Roosevelt has 4.
And
Nordic has 2.
All right.
You really don't know what's going
on.
to be.
So, but I'm about to get another star. I'm about to get my last enlist star. So I will have 4.
Okay, so there you go with another. There's 4, yeah.
Mm-hmm. And there's some
now
more
what does
money.
this Saxony player do? Does he come out?
But Saxony's going to come out. And I believe this is where he kicks I think he kicks Rustyat's ass again.
Because if he's not building buildings, which I've seen some Saxon players do in the digital edition, which kind of shocks me.
I think that Rustyat really did get beat up on a lot. I didn't realize how much until I watched it.
People see that.
Lane last move should have pushed workers for territory. That wasn't actually my last move. And I didn't know it was going to be my last move. But that isn't my last move.
Why? Who's got... Okay, he's got 4. You have 4, 4, and 4. That Nerd player only has 2 stars?
So, I mean, yes, it was my lame... As in moving my workers? Yes.
And what was
I
his
agree.
popularity?
That was my lame last
10.
move.
Man, that's harsh. Yeah,
and I should have pushed workers. But I'll show you why I didn't push workers for territory. Is because what I do next. So I realize at this point, Saxony's going to end this. And so
4. Is he just gonna go get in some
and
fights?
So I decide I'm gonna put myself up to the next level. It's the best thing I can do. So I take it to heart and put myself up to the next level.
And do you do your enlistment for money?
No, I didn't have any. I didn't have enough oil.
Oh, you only had that one.
No, because Rustyat had stolen my
oil.
You do
this.
Stole your oil.
Mm-hmm.
You do upgrade.
Oh, I do an upgrade. Oh, I guess I did have enough. All right, so I did do that. So then that was my absolute last move.
Oh, you never did your upgrade on your bolster?
That was like the first upgrade I did of the whole game. Practically.
You have 2 upgrades.
I guess that was the second.
In your enlistment.
I guess that was the second one. So, yeah, at this point I'm looking because I'm like, what's going down? What's about to go down? So, because I wanted to see what it did.
20.
But, see, I wanted to see.
22.
But I would have been a lot lower if I hadn't gotten up to that second level.
Nordic got easily 43 with 0, a bit of 0. So, yeah, that's easy for him, right?
Yeah, right now Nordic has got it hands down, right?
Saxony's 38, is he?
But Saxony's about to play.
And Saxony, what was his bid?
Saxony was 10.
Yeah, it was 10.
So he's got a 28 right there.
Mm-hmm.
And then
Right. So, and here is...
Whatever he does next is marvelous.
Yeah, this is a magnificent move. So here we go.
Does he go over there and pound on Nordic again?
Oh, and me.
Oh.
Yeah.
Because I gotta take some land away from you. Why?
Yeah.
You got the... Well, I guess not the
And
land.
he takes
So
land.
he takes some space.
He takes some space.
Yeah, you gotta get your real
He's
estate.
taking his real estate with that
and
move.
and he attacks you.
And
I
I
see
think...
way up there, right?
Well, he attacked me up here, and I think he attacks Rusviet at the factory, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, I think so.
How much power does...
Which was
3?
brilliant.
Oh, no, yeah. You guys both only have 3, so that's probably why you did that. Because you're like,
yeah.
Pick on these... And that would just be like end game.
Oh, no, he did. Okay, and he even went after Saxon. He even went after Nordic. Okay,
well,
so
yeah,
he took
because Nordic
down.
is going to run away with the game.
That's right, he did. He took Nordic down.
He should have been on the Nordic player like this.
So he did. That was actually really good because he went against everybody except Rusviet on that move.
I mean, you almost didn't have to go after Rusviet if everyone else did.
He was like, I'll take these 3 spaces rather than fight that one person.
Yeah.
I mean, I understand, you know, but you just do what you have to do to win the game. I mean,
there's that star, and I get sent home.
And so there's...
And he only needs 1 more star.
Oh, that's why.
Because that completes his objective.
That's 6
and he doesn't even have to do the last combat.
Right.
Yeah. And that gave him the game right there. So there's our final scores. You have to take the bids out.
No, what was his thing? So Nordic got 40.
Yeah, but Saxony got 53.
Minus what?
10. So 43.
So he won. Wow.
Yes.
Crimea,
and I end up with
20.
18 when you take out my 22.
And then
so it's 20
and he had 20.
And then 43 and 40. So the top 2 and the bottom 2 were really close.
Yeah.
You got 3rd?
Yeah. No, I got 4th.
4th. Oh, you got 4th.
Yeah, I got 4th. Yeah. And that's how it ended
What
up.
was the bid on 20? Rusviet?
Rusviet was 17. So we were only 2 points apart.
Oh,
with
man,
our bids.
that's hard.
Yeah, with our bids, we ended up only being 2 points apart.
But still, he beat you at that. If you could have just, like, taken, like, one other...
I would have gotten another point.
One other
you only get points in this tournament. You only get points for the first 3 placings. So I didn't get any points.
You didn't get points. He got points.
He got the points.
Just by barely edging you out. So that's kind of interesting. Wow, that was
exactly.
Kind of very
so yeah, he did a good job of doing that.
Exactly. I'm wondering how many of these games I haven't seen that kind of did the same thing.
And then quit. There we go. Yeah. So thank you very much for joining us today. And you know, I might stream some of my practice games just for fun, and who knows? I haven't decided yet. But there's 5. We play 5 preliminary games.
4, I think.
5.
I thought we were guaranteed 4 games in the digital.
5.
I thought only 4.
I looked it up today.
And I'm like, well, at least there's 4.
So you're guaranteed 5 games, and so I've only played 2. So hey, I could win my next 3 games.
Yeah, I've only played 2.
I think that I'm playing much better with each game. I truly believe that Scythe Digital is just a totally different beast.
Each time.
And yeah, how did you do on all your games? Thank you. DMC wishes us luck on all our games.
Right, because I play in person, so I usually play digital edition. So
an interesting thing about playing in person is you guys have played with the same people for years.
Right.
So you all know each other and know each other's strategies.
We know each other's strategies. We know how we're going to combat when we combat each other. That's another layer that we don't have in the digital edition, because we don't know the people that we're playing against. We don't know if they're going to go low, if they're going to go high. I mean... Usually when we play in person, the person that attacks goes all out, and the person that defends goes, I want a new card, I already know I'm not going to win this unless they're trying to really defend something.
Right, exactly.
So we always go, okay, what's the highest, lowest amount of power that I can play? And,
they totally know who to gang up on. Yeah.
And we, I have I think that's the reason why when I played my game on the digital edition, when I was playing that Saxony and that guy came after me, Nordic player came after me, suicided me. I wanted that first one, like I knew I wanted that first one. I didn't want to lose that many people because I wanted to be able to spread, but I didn't realize he was going to end.
So I'm going to try to at least stream all of my games. So if I have to do it like this again, where I record it and do commentating, I don't think it went bad. What do y'all think? Which do you prefer? Do you prefer to see them live, or do you prefer, ooh, look, the lights are going with my voice. Seizure alert. Or would you prefer us to do what we did today?
Do you guys want it live with me commentating?
I think the live game is a lot
that could be interesting.
Or recorded with Heidi also commenting.
Live or Memorex. Which is it?
I think I would rather watch it live because you have that person that can look at all the boards. You know, you can see what everyone's doing.
That's true. You can move it around more. I did like that when I was able to stream some.
Because you can see what other players'
boards are. But see, she wouldn't be able to do that. Because I would be playing it.
They're thinking in their heads.
Because I'd be playing it right here.
But I could prompt you to be like, hey, can you click that? And
I guess you could. I guess we could. We could work it out together.
The real big problem would be
not distracting me while I'm playing. Yeah. If I know I'm completely
I would
losing
almost
the tournament.
not do that because when you're playing, you really want to be concentrated on
you
that
really
game.
do.
And because we don't play digital edition, we usually play in person.
I'm getting better. I'm still going to have more hours on digital edition than I think I do in regular, but that's pretty amazing to me. All right, thank y'all. Mwah. We'll see you soon. I'm sure Thursday we're doing something. You know, subscribe, follow, get a butt buzz. Then you won't miss anything. You right? Yeah. All right. Thanks. Bye. Mwah. Bye. Thank you.